Pens, it's Calgary's residential housing review for 2024. So, what has happened and what were the contributing factors? So, really, two, possibly three elements are contributing to make it such a volatile or busy market here. Starting in the spring, inventory levels for sure. It was what had set the market off, a sort of coming into 2024 even. And then in Q3 and Q4, interest rates were definitely the story that everybody was talking about. So how did that affect things overall? Well, for the month of December, we saw a 3% drop in sales activity. But all in all, prices were up about 17% for all styles of market throughout the city. So let's break down things a little bit. In detached homes, we saw an 11% increase in home values. Primarily, if we had more inventory, we may have seen more buyers going into that segment of the market, but also affordability was affecting the productivity, how productive detached homes were. So all in all, housing prices for single family homes were definitely pushed up. And, and it wasn't until things quieted out there in July and then around Q3, late Q3, Q4, we saw with interest rate drops, we saw houses over 600,000. That sales activity started to pick up there. Semi-attached homes, well, we saw a increase in pricing of around 5%. We saw things move into about a balanced market there. So all in all, it was a pretty steady market for semi-attached homes. Can't say that about townhomes. If we look at townhomes, we saw that the sales activity, albeit was only up a few percentage points, but we saw inventory levels go up about 18%. So that did a lot of things for the marketplace. We saw affordability resonate with people. We also saw in Q3 and Q4 with interest rates dropping, we saw a lot of people that would have stayed in the apartment sector or segment of the marketplace start to transition into townhomes there. So what did that do? Well, we saw prices go up about 14% there. And all in all, and that's a big range. In some parts of the city, we only saw an increase of about 12%, and in other parts of the city, we saw townhome prices go up about 20%. So you can see there was quite a bit of activities in there. And rounding out with the apartment market, in 2023, we definitely saw prices shoot up, inventory levels start to diminish there. So what happened in 2024? Well, we saw sales activity drop about 4%, but as I've alluded to in 2023, it was sort of tough to keep pace with that sort of demand or sales activity there. All in all, we saw prices shoot up about 15% for apartments in 2024. And, again, we saw quite a range depending on the areas of the city that you may or have invested in or lived in or wanted to purchase in. So what's going to happen in 2025? Well, again, inventory levels. And, we're anticipating interest rates to drop here again over the next couple of months. Theoretically should be a couple of times. So why should you get into the market now? Well, a couple of reasons. One is inventory levels. If you have been having a tough time finding something that you are interested in, but you're thinking that you're going to wait until interest rates drop, well, guess what? There's 100 other people that are like you, and they know the value of homes. So when that property comes up, they're going to jump in. So theoretically, inventory levels, unless we have a big flog onto the market here, we don't really expect that level, that inventory to really move into a complete balanced market, but we do anticipate inventory levels to improve. As well, don't be caught in disinflation here, because if everybody waits to get into the market here with the anticipation that interest rates are going to drop, by the time they do, you're going to be competing with everybody else. So you will go back into essence on a high proportion of multiple offers. So what do you want to do if you're looking to get into the market or if you're looking to make a move? Well, obviously, if you're looking to get into the market here, you can always do a rate lock. So if you purchase today, keep in mind that your possession date is likely about 45 to 60 days out. And as well with that, you've got the ability to work with a variable rate until you find a rate that is suitable to you. Obviously, 0% interest rate would be the ideal one. But we're never going to get back to those historical lows that we had a couple of years ago. And if we do, I'll eat my words, I guess. But if they get into a favorable rate, which is within your budget, by all means, you can work with that, work with the rate today until it drops, as I mentioned, and then you transition into a fixed rate there. If you own a property right now, obviously the biggest thing that I can suggest is until you find something that you want to move into and you purchase it, there's no point and no hurry to getting your property on the market here. But by all means, there are other contingencies and variables that don't necessarily put you as a purchaser and or homeowner into those two categories there. If you'd like to get a little bit more dialed in and like to know what your home would sell for in 2025, by all means, give us a call, 403-809-3523. Have a fantastic and amazing 2025.